So good afternoon. For those of you who do not know me yet, I need to start off with a confession. I'm actually a recovering business controller who is nowadays focused on talking about data-driven business management solutions. Let me tell you, making this transition has been a real process. It's a bit of like a 12-step program involving a lot of PowerPoints, fewer spreadsheets, and with a little public speaking on the side. But you can really say that I've been in therapy for the past years, because I used to be very, very deep in the trenches when I was working as a business controller. But these days, I get to help organizations to make the leap from standard reporting to truly data-driven business management. And that's what we're here to talk about today. What usually goes wrong? What does the proper journey look like? And how is this all connected directly to NetSuite, the ERP we're here to talk about today? Let's take a few steps back and take a look at the landscape. One of the biggest hurdles is that most organizations tend to skip the crucial first part, which is laying a solid data foundation. This might be due to the fact that they just simply are not aware of that they might need a data platform or a data warehouse of some sort, or they just simply find the whole idea too costly or too complex to begin with. So what they tend to do instead is that they start implementing a BI solution right away, these ones being the most usual suspects that we see. I mean, the promise is the value proposition is tempting, better quality reporting and more automation, but there's always a catch that no one talks about. BI solutions are the famous proverbial tip of the iceberg. Why? Because the only thing that they do is they visualize data. They do not prepare data. So let's not forget that every single BI solution expects to gain access to a centralized source of high-quality, cleansed and unified data. And to make matters even worse, these BI solutions are usually just blank canvases to start with. So BI teams spend a lot of time and effort trying to even meet the core financial requirements, stuff like creating P&L reports and dashboards about cost center performance. And of course, reporting alone isn't enough. Business leaders need the ability to look into the future. So the next thing that you find yourself doing is evaluating a planning solution of some kind. Naturally, these solutions are an improvement to spreadsheet chaos, but these come with their own baggage, mainly in the form of complexity, steep learning curves, and high maintenance needs. So, again, we have a problem with these multiple point solutions. How are you actually going to make these separate solutions work together? And we arrive back at the initial problem or the need for a proper data platform, this time to act as a centralized hub that your BI and planning solutions can actually tap into. But after all of this, what you're left with is an expensive and complex structure of multiple point-to-point solutions. And usually these solutions also come from different solution providers. So this leads to a situation where you require technical specialists to maintain these, and most of your business users aren't actually able to self-serve or access the data that they're looking for. And this is usually the time when frustration starts settling into the organization. I mean, the complexity starts overwhelming people, adoption rates start to drop, collaborations ceases totally. And what you find next is that all the business and also finance users in the organizations resort back to using the most popular BI tool on this planet, called Microsoft Excel. And this is actually a situation that we refer to as broken BI. And what that means is that you've technically already implemented a BI stack, but it's not being adopted, and it's not bringing any real value. And the truth of the matter is that no one ever tells you about these issues up front, right? But that's why we're here today. And I just really couldn't help myself because I really wanted to give you some concrete proof and real-life examples what life looks like with these technical solutions. And this was already something that Phil mentioned in his chat with David. So if you're a poor business school graduate like myself, this might scare the living daylights out of you, unless you're Lauri Loikkonen from Clever, who knows about these things. But take a wild guess what this is. I can tell you, this is a management P&L report, and this is the DAX code that you need to master and write in order to create this. So this already speaks volumes about the complexity and the level of skills that are required to master these. And so everything that we've covered thus far tends to lead to a roadmap that looks like this. So this is a stalled roadmap, and this is usually the point where organizations stop in their development. So they've automated their financial reporting, which is great, but it's increasingly hard to scale from there. Adding new data sources, creating more data models, handling the ever-increasing amount of requests coming from business users. That requires more resources, more time and skills from the teams that are not available in the organizations, usually. Then other daily tasks start taking over, and the needs of end users are not being met. But how should then this journey look like? We argue that essentially the stage 0, before you even do anything in terms of content, should be the implementation of a data foundation in the form of a data platform or a data warehouse, lakehouse, boathouse, call it what you will. But basically a centralized place where you can actually connect data from NetSuite and from your other main operational data sources where they can be unified, clean, and version controlled. And this actually ensures the scalability and performance and connectivity that you're looking for from your BI and planning solutions. But the real first step in terms of this journey is the implementation of automated financial reporting. And there's a reason why this should be the following step. At the end of the day, your financial data is one of the most straightforward data sources that you can have in your organization, and it's also one of the most crucial pieces of information, right? So this is just, at the end of the day, debits and credits, and the bare minimum information required to run your business. So whilst you're actually implementing automated reporting around financials, you're at the same time defining your business language. You know, stuff like your chart of accounts, departments, business units. These start to form the backbone for everything that is going to follow after this. So it doesn't matter what type of operational data you start adding on top of this, those always need to be connected to your financials. It doesn't matter what you're analyzing or forecasting, you always need to know what the eventual financial impact is going to be, right? So once you get this financial layer in place, you're good to go and start adding more operational data. And it really makes sense to start doing this before you jump into implementing planning. Well, why? Most modern businesses these days want to focus on driver-based planning, which means that in order to do that properly and with high quality and accuracy, you really need to import all the information from your key business operations and focus them inside your data platform. And once you get that critical operational data in place, it also allows you to create a shared structure for performance management. And it also enables you to start sharing that data with business users so that they can actually start owning these numbers. I'm going to get back to that in a second. But now, once you've got all that data in place, you're good to go, and you can start focusing on improving your planning. So whether it be your standard financial planning or something a bit more business or vertical specific, you know, if you want to start forecasting your utilizations, your ARR, do demand planning, you name it, you're good to go. But speaking of forecast accuracy, if you want to take that to another level, and if you want to increase data literacy in general in your organization, you should really foster collaboration. And that is also one of Staria's values, as Arti explained in his speech. So Gartner actually has coined this as XP&A, which is extended planning and analysis. So what that means in plain English is that you just essentially invite the entire organization to be a part of your planning and analysis processes, where you take the accountability to the business operations themselves. Because at the end of the day, they know best what is going on with your key business drivers, and they should start owning these numbers. So that the entire organization is pulling together, and these things are no longer the prerogative of the CFO and the finance team. And this also allows them to set task management and recurring controls in place. Some of you might have already heard the favorite expression or quote for every finance professionals, and that is, trust is good, control better. But after all of this, once you got your data, planning, and collaboration aligned, you reach this KPI-led state where everybody in the organization is making decisions based on one source of truth, and everybody understands what is driving the business performance. But notice what is still missing. AI hasn't actually entered this picture yet, and what we've already discussed in previous keynotes is that AI is only as good as the data it learns from. And this already also speaks for the importance of the data platform, which you should really introduce in the beginning of this journey. So the data platform doesn't only support your BI and planning solutions, but also makes your future AI initiatives a lot easier. And also, once you've actually taken your organization through this journey, you're preparing your organization culturally to start adopting AI later on, because they've become accustomed to using data in their daily decisions and using more sophisticated tools like AI. So once you reach that stage, it feels more of like a natural step for the organization. Now, let's put this in the context of NetSuite. NetSuite sits at the heart of your business, making sure that all of your financial and key business processes run smoothly and with high quality data. But NetSuite alone, in most cases, isn't enough to make you fully data-driven, and these are the topics that, as we see them, that are related to data and business management with NetSuite. So starting from the very beginning, from data migration, when you're actually implementing NetSuite, how to make sure that you get the needed data from your legacy system so that you don't lose it, and what you are actually going to do with that data together with NetSuite and your other data sources, be it about reporting, analysis, or planning and forecasting. So how to solve the pains around these topics? So now we enter this section of the presentation, which I like to refer to as a word from our sponsor. So there definitely is a silver bullet to all of these things, and it comes in the form of the BI and planning solution Navilog that Staria has developed and is offering it to the NetSuite ecosystem. So with Navilog, in a revolutionary way, we combine all the needed elements that we deem necessary for data-driven business management, starting from the built-in data platform that actually hosts a data warehouse that you can connect natively with NetSuite. So it's really easy to get going together with NetSuite and Navilog. On top of that, to address all the other issues that we just went through, we introduced no-code BI, so that every single user in the organization can actually self-serve. And there is no human dependency on internal, external specialists. Then there's planning, budgeting, scenario modeling, all these things that you expect to get with an FP&A tool, all on the same platform. And then ultimately, and perhaps even most importantly, we bring you different functionalities to collaborate on that data. Every single user can access the cloud platform to share insight, ask comments from other users. And it also makes XP&A, extremely easy to implement in the organization. So how do we then connect with NetSuite? What is the role between NetSuite and Naveloc in data and business management? Well, first of all, with the world's best cloud ERP in the market, you can't really get a better launchpad for your journey towards data and business management, because NetSuite really excels at providing consistent, high-quality data about your key processes. That is extremely valuable. And with Naveloc, we're actually able to connect directly to NetSuite's own API and retrieve all the necessary data we want to have out of NetSuite, and then combine other key data sources with that. So with NetSuite and all the great functionalities, including AI included with Naveloc, you have an extremely powerful combo at your disposal to walk through this journey. And eventually, this is what the end situation is going to look like to our customers. So they're able to actually bring in data from all the data sources that they have, most importantly actually NetSuite, and bring that inside their data platform, all through a single solution that is easy to master and accessible to most businesses. So this is no longer the setup that is the privilege of enterprise-level businesses. And just to wrap up, as how I see it is that data-driven, or becoming data-driven, is all about understanding this journey and what it entails. It's also about understanding what is the right sequence of doing things. If you know this, you are much better equipped to assess your own organization's readiness for this journey, and also what are the right tools for you, and to which extent you are actually willing to follow this journey. And naturally, our mission here at Staria, together with NetSuite and Naveloc, is to make this journey as smooth and easy and accessible as possible to many businesses. But thank you very much for your time. I'd love to talk more about this with you, so feel free to pop by the Staria's booth. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mikko. Don't go anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere, no.
Yeah. We have some questions, luckily, and I'll start with the first one. What is the biggest risk you see for a company that does not have a data warehouse platform and is just planning to take a Power BI-based BI tool in use?
I think the first issues that you face is about scalability and performance. When you start adding more and more data sources, you realize that your queries start to break down. It's becoming increasingly harder to actually process large masses of data, so it takes a long time for you actually upload or refresh, for example, reports. So it's okay if you have only a single data source and you're handling, for example, just financial data. That's fine, but things start to come or become increasingly complex as you try to scale.
Right.
Very good. Do you suggest starting a finance-focused data journey or an organizational-wide data management if the majority of data is not driven by finance itself?
That's a great question. I think that by and large, at least in the mid-market space, we see that the finance team is usually the one owning these solutions. So, with change management, you always need these change agents and champions to look after the successful implementation and adoption. So it's still quite strongly argue for the role of the finance team to actually first start adopting these, the bare minimum information that you need to run the business, and take it from there.
Cool. Following question, more like Naveloc specific. Can you combine different data from different platforms in Naveloc, like NetSuite and HubSpot data, for instance, or any CRM, of course?
Yeah, of course. So that is exactly why we introduced the built-in data platform. So it allows you to connect to any data source, not just NetSuite. And we've created more than 200 integrations already to different types of source systems. So it can be CRM, HR data, you name it.
And the last question we have is, in your experience, how long does the typical journey to truly data-driven organization take from the selection of the data platform to becoming a fully collaborative, data-driven business?
Excellent question. And that, I think that there's no right answer to this because it tends to vary from organization to organization. But the sooner you actually start this journey, the better. So even if you're a startup, it actually makes total sense to start focusing on these kinds of things right away. But on average, I'd say that the implementation of Navalog tends to take 3 to 4 months. But usually your appetite grows along with the implementation, and we end up doing more and more things to our customers. And now with the introduction of all this new technology, I think that the journey just continues to evolve.
Super. Thank you so much, Mikko. That was very interesting.
Thank you, Mikko. Big applause.